Welcome to Let's Talk Tobago, where we keep you informed about the plans and initiatives of the Tobago House of Assembly and the impact that these have on you. I'm Colleen Calder, and today we're coming to you from the administrative complex at Calder Hall. In our stories this week, Chief Secretary Orville London warns Tobagonians that they can be affected by Section 34. Mr. London says the TRHA was treated no differently from other regional health authorities when they received their increased fees. The Scarborough RC school is back up and running after shutting its doors for some crucial repair work. Tobagonians are updated on the Orkinscure roundabout while CPEP gets recommissioned in Tobago. Two of the island's top athletes and some ladies who were born on Independence Day 1962 pay a visit to the Chief Secretary. And the Plymouth New Testament Church of God celebrates its 12th anniversary in a renovated building.
The Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sports present Tobago Science Expo 2012 at the Cats and Jammers Pan Theatre in Blackrock from 3rd to the 5th October, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be school displays. Live entertainment includes Chucky.
From you no tired of worry, Science Expo Chucky coming.
Ziggy.
Tobago are coming.
Woo! Play parks and bouncy castles for the young ones, plus free giveaway. See who will walk away with the coveted Chief Secretary Award for Excellence in Science. The Tobago Science Expo 2012. Cats and Jammers Pan Theatre, Blackrock, October 3rd to the 5th from 9 a.m. See you there.
The Tobago House of Assembly is pleased to extend congratulations to the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute on 15 years of excellence in training.
Chief Secretary Orville London has added his voice to the topical Section 34 and the spin-off protest action. At the recent post-Executive Council media briefing, Mr. London warned Tobagonians that they are not insulated from the matter and commended the fact that the island was represented at the march in Port of Spain.
The government is the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And if the government of Trinidad and Tobago abuses the people of Tobago are also abused. And we have got to bear in mind that what Section 34, that fiasco, is indicative of a number of other abuses that have been inflicted, not just on the people of this country, but the people of Tobago over many, many months. And you know, one of the ironies about this whole situation is that the abuses come so fast and furious that one actually causes us to forget the other, or to forget the previous one. And I think it's time, you know, that we as Tobagonians just pause a little. Look back at the last 2 years and ask ourselves whether ever in the history of this island we have had to endure so much abuse or so many abuses, so many insults, so many atrocities in such a short piece of time. That is the question we got to ask ourselves. And the question that we got to ask ourselves is, when should we say enough is enough?
Mr. London also addressed the notion that the Assembly favoured the Tobago Regional Health Authority Board by increasing the fees paid to its members.
I want us to bear in mind that the Tobago Regional Health Authority operates under the same type of arrangement in relationship to fees as the other regional health authorities. And therefore, the increase in the fees to the members of the Board of Directors of the Tobago Regional Health Authority are in fact in keeping not with just a decision of the Tobago House of Assembly, but a decision of Cabinet. In fact, there was a Cabinet note in June of 2008 which reclassified the payment, the monthly fees, or to increase the monthly fees and traveling allowances payable to members of the Board of Directors, not just of the RHAs, but of state enterprises and statutory boards. And what this did is that it classified the boards and the state enterprises and the statutory bodies into A, B, and C. And depending on that classification, that will determine what your chairman, your deputy chairman, and your members would receive as fees and traveling. What we were doing was to bring the fees and allowances of the members of the board of directors of the TRHA in line with what was being paid by similar RHAs in the country and similar state enterprises and statutory bodies. And all of us are aware that if monies are due to you from a particular period, you are not only entitled to your new remuneration package, but you're entitled to the back pay that will represent the months that you were supposed to be paid.
A bad floor but a sturdy building. Students of the Scarborough RC school are finally back in their classes after repair work was completed by the Division of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport. Secretary Whitney Alfred held a press briefing where he revealed details from official reports on the school building. Davia Chambers has more.
3 reports have been sent to the division from engineers at the Division of Education, the Division of Infrastructure and Public Utilities, and the Manager of Occupational Health and Safety at the Office of the Chief Secretary. According to the report from the Division of Infrastructure, the northern buildings showed signs of displacement on the floor.
Sections were observed to be more shaky than others, and it was further observed that one column in particular had large cracks. To the southern end of that building there were large cracks, right, and dislodged concretes. With the southern section, it was observed that the building had an obvious diagonal crack, and which usually suggests foundation settlements differential. And the other glaring issue affecting the south building was the tilting of a short retaining wall on the south edge of the building, and also the detachment from the apron from the main building.
He stated that those observations were supported by the engineer from his division, who observed that the floor was unstable.
And it talks about structural cracks appearing on one of the columns. And it talks about the beams of the classroom. Then it talks about in the infant classroom needs to be tiled.
According to Secretary Alfred, it is obvious that the school needs repairs, but the building is sturdy.
North buildings, take up floor, replace it. Tile floor in second year classroom, retrofit or repair damaged columns and crack. In the south building, retaining walls should be redesigned and reconstructed. For both buildings, they ended by saying that we should look towards the construction of a new school.
In addition, the principal's office will be relocated and the previous office will be used as a lunch and resource room for staff. In relation to the new school, which will be located in Smithfield, Secretary Alfred noted that the latest request for payment for the new school is an estimated $145 million. However, he made it clear that a primary school for 840 students should not cost more than $100 million.
Once I am Secretary of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport, I am not going to recommend to my council, to the Tobago House of Assembly, that we must build a primary school in excess of $100 million. You all can quote me on that.
Secretary Alfred urged all students in Tobago to take advantage of all educational opportunities being offered. For the Department of Information, I am Davia Chambers.
3 more weeks and traffic at the Orkanskio Junction should be a thing of the past. 3 weeks is the estimated time frame for the roundabout located at the intersection of the Claude Noel Highway to be completed. Traffic consultant Dr. Ray Furlong gave an update on the design work of the roundabout.
3 weeks and the traffic at Lambo by the Bailey Bridges will be no more. Motorists will be able to drive on the Claude Noel Highway and make use of the newly built roundabout, but that's in 3 weeks. Currently, the construction of the roundabout is near the last lap. Dr. Furlong explained what that period entails.
The subbase is being put down in order to prepare for paving. There's some little corrective work on the splitter islands to smoothing smooth out some of the sharp edges of approach. You remember, safety is a major component of intersection design. So they are repairing some of the splitter islands, and they're preparing to receive the asphalt paving, and then the pavement markings, commonly called traffic markings. That is actually a feature, if you like, the primary traffic control device in roundabout operation.
A pedestrian crossing is also a part of the roundabout's implementation.
They're going to have a pedestrian crosswalk just where the sidewalk ends here, the footpath ends, and they're going to have the markings put across. Later on, they're going to put a lay-by just past it for lay-by, meaning for the taxis to drop off people, or for people to drop off if they're going to the bank and stuff. But the crosswalk will not be near the roundabout, so that people don't have to slow down at the roundabout necessarily to cross. They cross at the narrowest point, and then the vehicle continue.
However, with most such projects, there are always challenges. In this case, drainage was a major headache.
People always talk about the traffic capacity and the movement of the vehicles and pedestrian crossing and so on. But another major concern is the drainage. As you know, vehicles are going around in a different direction. Think about if you have water from rainfall and so on, having to flow out or in towards the center of the roundabout, or out away from the roundabout, away from the center. So we had to be able to design to move the water as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible to the culverts.
For those who believed that there should be traffic signals instead of an actual roundabout, Dr. Furlong outlined the pros of having the roundabouts instead.
Now, the advantage of a roundabout design is that you don't always have to stop. It's a give way if there are vehicles entering from the right. But if there is nothing, as you can see, a clear distance, side distance is very clear, even from here. Now, that cannot work with a traffic signal. If you get stopped, you have to stop. So there are times at off-peak, because this intersection really only suffers severe delays during the peak morning and evening period. What if this was a traffic light intersection? And it showed that, yes, the level of service, the traffic would flow nicer coming from Scarborough, somewhat. Going from Scarborough to Canaan, very good. Going from Scarborough to Hawkinscore, improved. But going from Hawkinscore to Canaan, still very bad. Now, what does a roundabout do for it? A roundabout, because of continuous flow.
For the Department of Information, I am Davia Chambers.
Tobago now controls its own CPEP cruise. The program was recently recommissioned in Tobago, and it's been removed from the purview of the central government and placed under the Division of Health and Social Services. Here's more from Sophie Guillaume.
Started in Tobago in 2001, the program was adopted by central government a year later. The program boasts of never having been closed, even after losing central government support. Health Secretary Claudia Groom-Duke says the recommissioning signifies the TRHA's commitment to developing Tobagonians along with the island. It also shows that Tobago can stand on its own in charting its course for sustainable development.
Greening the economy could be a major stimulus for much-needed employment, as it will involve large-scale investment in new technologies, equipment, buildings, and infrastructure. And the green economy has become an emblem of a more sustainable economy and society that preserve the environment for future generations. And so we are keeping Tobago green.
Kyrie consultant Dr. Ralph Henry said when looking at the program, the consensus was unanimous.
One, that this program is vital to Tobago. Two, that it can help Tobago to get another plane, to rise to another plane. And most importantly, through the program, the people who are involved in the program can grow through, and I think Mr. John made the point, through self-education, through the kind of exposure that you get, such that you will be in a better place 5, 10 years down the road.
However, being a CPEP worker is not only about manual labor. Workers have the opportunity to become entrepreneurs And for this, Administrator Ethelyn John challenged the workers to give value for money.
An honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Become more involved in your community. The program is supposed to be community-based, and therefore we expect the community to be more involved in the development of projects within their community. Avail yourself of training opportunities when presented and seek to empower yourself by grasping opportunities to become entrepreneurs.
Hidden talents also came to the fore through CPEP speechifiers and Benedict Job, who sang his own composition, Harvest Time.
The following week, we celebrate in the north. But you got to be there if you want a good fish broth. So I check out my partner as a boy, here I come. He plays in front of me a nice plate of food and I wash it down with some rum and we sing, amen, amen. Harvest time is festival time again. Amen, amen. Harvest time is festival time again.
The whole country celebrate the 50-year independence. Tom, Dick and Harry get award for excellence. You know nobody now remember CPEP 10-year anniversary. That is what we call a real tragedy. I don't want no big set of money or acres and acres of free property. All we want was to go on TV and let Lalan Garden address we. Because me so, Tina Gary, them jobs here for free.
Sophie Guillaume, Department of Information.
Stay with us. We'll take a short break, but when we come back, two of Tobago's top athletes pay a visit to the Chief Secretary as well as some very special ladies.
Tobago, Tobago! The Dwight York Stadium is the place to be on October 17th and 18th for the annual World Food Day. Come and see who will be crowned Farm Queen on October 17th. On October 18th, the goats are at the starting mark and all set to race. Farmers, there'll be prizes for the best livestock, food crop and wildlife. Daily competitions for children. Look out for the local delicacies, exhibition booths and various home gardening displays. See two Jamaican dancehall artists share the stage with several of our local acts. The annual World Food Day, Dwight York Stadium, October 17th and 18th, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Don't you dare miss it.
The Tobago House of Assembly is pleased to extend congratulations to the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute on 15 years of excellence in training.
Welcome back. Secretary of Education, Youth Affairs and Sport, Whitney Alfred, gives advice to Olympic bronze medalist Lalon Gordon on how to improve his performance. Omadara Mills reports on Mr. Gordon's courtesy call to the office of the Chief Secretary.
Without the fanfare of Olympic glory, Tobago's first Olympic medalist, Lalon Gordon, came home to relax and show his appreciation for the support he got from the Tobago community.
Thank God for the successful season he has blessed me with, my parents, my coach, and just hope you follow me and just keep supporting me, just keep blessing me and just give me the hopes and the courage to go out there and do my best and make the country proud.
Assistant Secretary Huey Cadet said that he was impressed with Gordon's desire to maintain his Tobago roots.
Even though Lalon had spent a considerable amount of time outside of Tobago, that he maintained his roots and that she continued to ensure that he stayed connected to Tobago and that she was proud of him, that he continued to have those values that were near and dear to Tobago.
Can yoga improve Gordon's performance? Well, Education Secretary Whitney Alfred had that suggestion for this Olympic track athlete.
You, in addition, Lalon, to doing your training, your physical training, to do some of these exercises like the yoga exercises and the Aikido exercises, which involve quite a good bit of breathing, and you are going to be certain that it will improve your performance.
$300,000 in cash, the first plot of land at the Colland Housing Development, and the establishment of the Lalon Gordon Sporting Fund. Chief Secretary of London listed the gifts which the TRHA gave to Gordon for his world-class performance at the London 2012 Olympics.
One of the most significant aspects is the setting up of the Lalon Gordon Sport Development Fund. It means that from here on in, Lalon Gordon will be associated with the development of sport in Tobago. The Tobago House of Assembly has agreed on an annual basis to place $1 million into that fund and to match dollar for dollar any contribution coming from the private sector.
While taking Secretary Alfred's advice into consideration, Gordon left his own words of encouragement to young Tobago athletes.
Listen to your coach and your parents. You tell T, train hard. It doesn't come easy. It doesn't come like that. You have to train hard to get what you want.
I am Umudara Mills for the Department of Information.
And the life of a professional athlete is not glamorous. That's the admission from 400-meter hurdler Josanne Lucas, who opened up about her hamstring injury, the sacrifices made by athletes, and Trinidad and Tobago's success at the London Olympics.
In her brief visit to Tobago recently, professional athlete Josanne Lucas gave an update on the progress which she has made from her hamstring injury on July 8, 2012.
I just had to, as you say, pull the bootstraps up and take the next step, which was to have surgery done to repair my hamstring, and a day-by-day process of going through the rehabilitation process so that I'm somewhat back on my feet again.
Even though Lucas missed out on her chance to compete at the 2012 London Olympics due to injury, she was glad for the success of Trinidad and Tobago's athletes.
What better way for publicity for Trinidad and Tobago? Every time an athlete stepped on the track, and we had more athletes making finals, and that in itself is a huge accomplishment.
Lucas shared her views on the future of athletics in Tobago and sent out a challenge to the island's younger athletes.
We're all getting older, and for me it would be nice to see that further development of young athletes so we don't ever get that gap in terms of production on the world stage. How about a challenge? I mean, it's very possible to achieve what we achieve, and how about a challenge now, top what we've done so far?
Now living in the United States, Tobago-born Lucas did not forget where her true support comes from.
It was important to me to meet with the Chief Secretary in person and to get a chance to see Tobagonians and my family, to let them see that I'm physically okay, and a personal, in-person thank you for all the support that I was given during the time when I got injured.
I am Umudara Mills for the Department of Information.
When it comes to age, most women shy away from the topic, but for Rose, Agatha and Vika, they are 50 and proud. Proud because they were born on the same day Trinidad and Tobago gained its independence from Britain. Sophie Guillaume caught up with these three ladies on their recent visit to the Chief Secretary and found out what the experience is like for them.
I feel very proud to be born on that day.
Well, I feel wonderful to know that I'm 50 and I'm proud of my age, looking young still, and I'm happy about that.
So what are the celebrations like for someone born on Independence Day?
Normally, I would have a quiet birthday, but just this year, as it's the Jubilee year, I just want to celebrate.
Every year I keep a little celebration at my work. I work with the marketing department, TRHA. Usually we cook some food, buy some drinks, non-alcoholic as usual, because I go to church. And we just have a wonderful afternoon.
Initially, I had plans to just stay home and cook some food and things. But lo and behold, my children gave me a surprise birthday party because my two daughters live in Trinidad and my son live here. And I see they talking on the phone, and when they're talking, they're hiding from me and things. But I didn't really suspect anything. But when I went home Thursday night, I see a tent up. And it was so nice.
Another thing I forgot to tell you, that the Mason Hall Village Council keep a function for us. They call themselves the Mason Hallians. They give us a plaque, and we had a wonderful afternoon. A prayer day also too. We had a prayer day, and they talk about their experience from way back for the 50 years. And we had a wonderful celebration that afternoon.
The ladies also shared that one of their most memorable and unexpected birthday gifts came from now deceased business mogul Ram Kirpalani.
When I was probably a teenager, I think I was about 16, 17, when Mr. Kirpalani gave me some clothes. It was really, really nice. I remember that time.
It was nice to know that someone had thought of us, and he gave us a special voucher at the Kirpalani store nationwide. That was on our 20th birthday.
But how did these ladies come to know one another?
I and Agatha, from Mason Hall, both of us were born and grew up together. Sisters, went to school together also, so we kept that close relationship all up to today.
Vika said they met Rose and the other Jubilee birthday celebrants at the Ministry of Planning's organized Day of Prayer in Trinidad. Both Agatha and Vika are from Mason Hall. However, Vika now resides in Trinidad, while Rose, who was born in Trinidad, now lives in Bonaccord. And of course, I had to ask the question, who is older?
I am. I born first.
You born first?
8 o'clock in the morning.
I born right after 12 o'clock, right after midnight. As soon as independence begin, I born just after that.
Okay, so you born good.
Yeah. And I am third. I born after 1 in the day.
Sophie Guillaume, Department of Information.
Their mantra is win the lost at any cost. So with 12 years in a renovated building, which they came to celebrate recently, who have they won over? Omadara Mills reports on the Plymouth New Testament Church of God's role in transforming the lives of youths.
With 12 years in a renovated church, stewards of the Plymouth New Testament Church of God played an important role in bringing many youths to Christ by developing their spiritual lives. Area Representative Godwin Adams noted this at the church's refurbishment anniversary service.
What is equally as encouraging to me is that more and more young people are here worshiping. And it has to be that he's doing something well, and the other senior staff of this congregation is also supporting him in doing things well in this area.
Even before the building was renovated, the church was serving the community for close to 30 years. This was revealed by National Overseer Dr. Stephen Mohammed.
I want to extend my warmest congratulations to Plymouth, our church here. Over 30 years of service to this community, to this nation, and 12 years of the refurbishing of this church.
The celebrations included young persons showing their talents in dancing, playing of the national instrument, and singing. I am Omadara Mills for the Department of Information.
And that's how we bring this week's edition of Let's Talk Tobago to a close. You can now send us your comments to information@tha.gov.tt or visit us at www.tha.gov.tt. We hope you have a very safe Republic holiday, and we leave you now with some scenic shots of Tobago.